beautiful butterflies, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Holly. If you don't know me, thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you read the title, then you'll know that this is very different from normal content that I film. I haven't really talked about this very much on YouTube. I mentioned it very briefly. I've chatted about it a little bit more on my Instagram, but I haven't really talked about it in quite a while, and it's so weird because as soon as I got my license when I was 16, I loved driving. Driving just gave me so much freedom and happiness. I enjoyed the drives to and from work, driving to a friend's house, driving to the gym. Anything that involved driving, I enjoyed driving. I don't know what it was, but it was just a way for me to decompress and just focus on the driving and listen to music, and it was just something that I enjoyed. And it's crazy that one event can completely change that, and after a lot of therapy and working on it, I'm able to drive again, but I'll never enjoy driving the way I used to, which is kind of sad because I used to really enjoy it. So basically this video is just going to kind of talk about my car accident, what happened to me, my injuries, how I'm doing now. It's been about 9 months since the car accident, and I am better than I was 9 months ago, but I am nowhere near who I was or in a healthy, non-concussed, non-whiplash state like I was right before my accident. Another reason why I wanted to film this too is because even though I don't, talk about it all the time, even though I'm not sitting here on Instagram or YouTube on my videos, every video complaining about headaches or anything like that, doesn't mean that I'm completely okay. And I think that was a huge reason why I wanted to film this, because people who go through trauma can do a really good job at hiding being okay when they're not. So I just want you all to know that it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to get help. And yeah, this is my story. I feel like this is just gonna be a cluster of a video. I don't know if it's even gonna make sense, so I'm sorry, but this is just my brain trying to process and explain. So in the summertime last year, August 23rd, I think was the day, I was driving back from being with my boyfriend at his parents' house. We were in the process of finding a place to move to in Calgary, and we had found a place, and I was basically just driving back to my parents' house where all my stuff was for that intermediate period before we made the big move to Calgary. So I was driving back home, just like any normal drive. I was on the highway, so it's a very fast road. It's a very fast road, and there can be a lot of cars on that road. And I was maybe a quarter into the drive. I wasn't even halfway. And sometimes on the highway, lovely people will decide to just slow down for no reason. So everyone started to slow down in front of me, so I slowed down, came to a complete stop. There was room in the car in front of me, everything was fine, and I was like, oh, gotta love, having to slam on the brakes on the highway. And I just remember looking in my rearview mirror and seeing the black SUV coming up behind me really fast, and I just remember thinking, I don't think they're gonna stop in time. And next thing I knew, I heard this crunching sound, and the crunching sound was the sound of the impact of their vehicle hitting mine. And so their vehicle hit mine very hard and very fast. It shot my vehicle forward into the car in front of me. The speed and the impact at which they hit me caused my airbags to deploy. So my airbags gave me a good shot to the face. Wow, those really to catch you by surprise, but they definitely saved me from smashing my face against my steering wheel, so I'm very thankful for that. Unfortunately, I was wearing a hair claw clip in the back of my head, and the impact from me hitting the airbag and getting pushed into the vehicle in front of me then propelled my head backwards, and so then I smashed my head against my headrest, which caused my hair claw clip to shatter against the back of my head, which left a pretty good mark. And because the car hit me so hard from behind, basically when it pushed my car forward, it caused my car to start to spin and turn. And so basically they hit me so hard, I started to spin and my car started spinning. And I don't remember this, but apparently my car was hit by a milk truck that was in one of the other lanes that was trying to slow down. And I just remember spinning multiple times, and I just remember holding onto the steering wheel, and like I just knew it was bad and I didn't know what to do. Like I couldn't do anything. And at some point after probably 3 or 4 spins, my car stopped perpendicular to the flow of traffic, meaning that traffic is going this way, and by the time my car stopped spinning, it was like this in the highway. And I just remember looking and seeing cars still slowing down, and I was at that moment thinking that more cars were going to hit me. And I was very thankful that none did and that they all stopped. So that was the impact, and my car was smoking. It was in rough shape. The car who hit me was in very rough shape because they hit me so hard and so fast. They didn't want me to get out of the vehicle because of me having potential injuries, but the vehicle was smoking and I was worried about it catching on fire with me inside of it, so I wanted to exit the vehicle. So I got out of the vehicle, and the passenger of the vehicle who hit me came up to me and he helped me over to the side of the road where there was a bunch of witnesses already out of their vehicles. And I was very thankful that 2 of the witnesses happened to be off-duty nurses. One was an off-duty nurse and one was a retired EMT, and they started assessing me for injuries and for shock, testing me for a concussion. And they noticed right away that I was having neck and back pain pretty severely, and so they decided to put me in a spinal hold, which was completely reasonable and justified. I would have done the same. At that moment, I was incredibly thankful for all of my years working as a lifeguard, because you have to do continuous training as a lifeguard, and essentially you at one point get strapped into a spine board and have to experience what it's like being in a spine board and having that feeling of just very intense pressure. So it's very painful, it's very uncomfortable, but I knew that was what they had to do. So I think that really helped me from going into a deeper shock than I was already in, because I think if I had to experience being spine boarded for the first time in my life, it would have been a bigger shock than the accident already was. They put me in a spinal hold, and well, for anyone who wants to know the technical term, they put me in a vice grip, but emergency responders were already arriving. And so the EMTs, they came over and they transferred from the vice grip over to me being in a neck brace, and from there they put me properly onto the spine board, and from there they took me to the hospital. So they had to do an ultrasound and a CT scan to make sure there was no internal bleeding, and also to confirm that there was no spinal injuries so that I could have the neck brace removed. Yeah, the hospital experience was almost as traumatizing as the car accident in itself. That was like a whole other trauma that my therapist had to work with me on. Once the CT scan was done and they saw that there was officially no damage to my spine, they were able to take off the neck brace and they took the catheter out, which was very painful. And from there I learned that I had a severe concussion and level 2 whiplash with some tearing, and was sent home. So for about 6 months after the accident, I went to a chiropractor 3 times a week to treat the whiplash and concussion symptoms and injuries. With my concussion, I have, to this day, headaches every day. They were much worse right after the car accident. I have light and sound sensitivity. all the time. I have ringing in my ears. My mood always feels off. I feel like I'm in a fog most of the time, and since the car accident, I just haven't really felt like myself. I haven't felt like who I was before the car accident. I feel very different, and all of this is symptoms of the concussion. Irritability, extra emotional. It was very traumatic. It was a very traumatic experience, and it's completely changed my life. And I'm sure all of you are probably sitting here wondering, why the hell isn't she crying or like burst into tears? And that is because I have done a lot of therapy. So on top of going to the chiropractor, I was seeing my psychologist once a week, and I'm still seeing her once a week. And we did EMDR. So EMDR stands for Eye Movement and Desensitization Reprocessing Therapy. My therapist helped me through that these last 9 months. I'm still hyper aware every time I'm driving. I am more conscious of everyone when I'm driving, and driving isn't fun for me anymore because of it, which is crappy. The accident has completely taken away my love for driving. So that was my car accident. So overall injuries and symptoms. So I had level 2 or stage 2 whiplash and a severe concussion. And for the last 3 months, I've been going to physio 3 times a week. I still see my psychologist. My movement is not what it used to be. Even after all this therapy, I'm still not able to fully move left to right and look over my shoulders like I used to, just due to my whiplash injury. I'm still not able to look at a screen for long periods of time. I need to take breaks. I have to work with the blinds closed and with the lights off. I get dizzy. I get lightheaded all the time. I have pretty crappy sleeps. I'm not able to sleep through the night. It's basically just taken away a lot of the things that I enjoy doing, because it just exacerbates my symptoms and makes my injuries worse. I had to get a special pillow to sleep with to help stabilize my neck better. I have daily pain in my shoulders, my neck, and all down my back. It's worse kind of upwards, and then kind of just gets a little less crappy going down my spine. I used to be nearsighted, and I still am nearsighted, so now I also have farsightedness as well as nearsightedness. So I had to get special glasses for reading with a prism in them to help with astigmatism. As frustrated as I am not being back to normal and not being healed, I just keep reminding myself that I'm thankful to be alive, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for my car that saved my life. Oh, why is this the part that's gonna make me cry? Weird. I doubt that the people who were at the scene of the accident are gonna watch this, but if for whatever reason the 2 women who helped me on the scene and had me in a vice grip and talked to me and kept me calm the entire time on the highway before the first responders came to take me to the hospital, I just wanted to say thank you for helping me and for being there for me and for keeping me calm. And I'm so thankful that you guys were there that day. And I wanted to thank all of the first responders and all of the emergency teams that were there that day and helped me and everyone else that was impacted by that car accident. If anyone watching this has been in a car accident, I know that it is not easy, and I had PTSD before the car accident, but now I just have even more PTSD now. It's definitely interesting trying to navigate and figure out my new normal, but I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful for the support that I have. My current workplace is amazing. My boss was amazing, and she has been so supportive of me through this entire car accident and healing journey, and I'm so thankful for her. And I'm just hopeful that every day will get a little bit better, and that one day I will be back to feeling like my normal self, hopefully. So yeah, that is kind of a little update story time on my car accident last year and how I'm doing from it, what happened. I'm going to end the video here because I don't really have much to add. Thank you guys for your support during this time. It impacted my ability to create content, and and do a lot of things that I enjoyed to do. So I really appreciate you guys sticking around throughout my quiet periods, and I apologize for not being able to post very frequently. It's difficult being able to look at a screen to edit very long, so I'm just doing what I can when I'm able to, and I really appreciate you guys supporting me in the things that make me happy. Thank you, beautiful butterflies, for watching this video and for listening to me tell my story. I really appreciate your time. I hope you all have a great day. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video.